guys, Wolf here today with a speed draw. And by the way, sorry about the lack of uploads lately. I've been kind of busy in real life and all of my creative impulses have been going straight into this one storyline, which I didn't really get the green light to go ahead and post stuff with until just recently because it's a collaborative storyline. And so what is this storyline? Well, it is the ACA AU, aka the Avengers Cat Academy AU. And I have been loving this. I was invited to join it a few weeks ago. It was created by Widowpawz and Blizzypawz, two of my good Marvel Cat friends online. I'll have them linked both in the description because they're incredible and you should go subscribe to them right now. But they created this AU, invited me to join it, and I was like, heck yes, give me a second to write my 20-page backstory. So basically what this AU is it's a version of the Marvel Universe where people's characters are implemented into the story. It's very similar to the SCH AU created by Ghostbite, which I've been participating in for the past year or so you may have seen that before on my channel. The biggest difference between the SCH AU and the ACA AU is the fact that the canon characters do exist in the ACA, whereas in the SCH AU, they are mostly replaced by people's characters that they create. For example, in the SCH AU, Gamora does not exist and is instead replaced by Fallow. Whereas in the ACA AU, Gamora does exist and is instead the mentor to Heather. Hence the name the Avengers Cat Academy, because most of the characters are an apprentice to one of the existing heroes, and so they are learning from them as they grow into their own hero role. This AU has been a ton of fun to participate in, and I absolutely loved it. I'll have the links in the description below to Blizzypawz and Widowpawz, the creators of this AU, as well as Widowpawz's video talking about the AU, so that if you're interested in joining, you can find all the information that you need. I will say it's a fairly selective AU at the moment because these are younger creators and they're trying to keep this a very small and very supportive community in order to just make it the best experience for everyone possible. And so if you apply, do not be offended if you're not accepted right away or at all because they're just trying to keep it a fairly small community at the moment. It is a ton of fun though, and so I'll definitely have everything linked in the description below. Alright, so that's all about the actual AU. Now I'll talk for a second about my character, Joko Tesso. So when Blizzy and Pepper invited me to join this AU, they actually asked me to take Thor as my character's mentor because he was the last one of the original 6 characters of the Avengers without an apprentice. And so I jumped on that opportunity because when I created my SCH AU character, I wanted to do something that was very much me as a wolf with powers. And so Paint is completely outside of the storyline of the Marvel movies. She's completely doing her own thing while all of the other characters in the AU are off stopping Thanos and stuff. And so I loved playing around with that and it gave me a lot of freedom, but when I was joining this AU, I decided that I really wanted a character who was more involved and who was doing more things and who I could do space stuff with, unlike Paint, who is a very street level hero. And so Joko Tesso was born. Joko is a Shi'ar, a species of alien avian found in the Marvel comics. Right off the bat, I knew I wanted to make him an alien because, again, I wanted him to be completely different from Paint, and I wanted him to have some sort of space connections because then I felt like he and Thor would go really well together. I was originally going to do something more Asgardian myths and stuff, but I actually found some little aspects that would line up really great with him being a Shi'ar, which is a species of alien that I knew from the X-Men comics because I love X-Men, and so that was already a great little connection there. And then I found out that Shi'ar, being aliens, actually were able to have wings. It's just a very unlikely trait. And so I jumped on that because I love drawing wings. And so I'd already decided I wanted to give him wings. And then I also found out that dreams were seen as an infection in the society, which doesn't seem like that interesting of a plot point. But for me, I thought that was super cool. And so I decided to work that into his backstory. Speaking of his backstory, I'm not going to talk about it all here because it's kind of long. And so I'll have the link to his character doc in the description below so that you can check all that out if you're interested. But basically what happens with him is he is in the Shi'ar military for a while until his dreams and his personality, which is just very against the Shi'ar social standings, just gets out of hand. He ends up challenging his former mentor, Volcario, to a duel, which happens on the moon because why not? Actually, this has connections to the comics and the Dark Phoenix battle, but whatever. They fight on the moon, and then Joko ends up on Earth because he's lucky, honestly. From there, he meets Thor, he gets in with Jane and Darcy, and then eventually Avengers happens, and the story continues. I really have loved designing and just drawing Joko so much, and I have a couple of my drawings playing in the background here of the AU in general, but I have a lot more videos with him coming, a lot of just development on what happens to him in the later story, lots of angst, lots of sketch PMVs, and so I hope you guys are excited for that because I have just loved drawing this character the past couple weeks. I've loved drawing everyone in the AU actually. There's some really cool characters with some really great backstories and really great designs in this AU. And not to mention how talented everyone is. Everyone in this AU has amazing art skills and amazing story skills. So again, if you're interested, I'll have all the information in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope you're excited to see more Joko because I have more Joko. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Remember to stay creative.